Welcome to today's webinar. Thanks for your interest in our latest product offering with Cat Rotary Blasthole drills. My name is Lou McDuffie and I'm your session moderator. If this is your first Caterpillar webinar, you can expect about 30 minutes of content that's presented by a panel of speakers. We've also set aside about 20 minutes for Q&A at the end of the session. For that, we'll use the chat feature in the webinar, so you can just submit your questions at any time and we'll address them at the end. If we don't get through all of them and we need to follow up, we'll do so individually. We do need a couple of things from you. There'll be a satisfaction survey after the session, so please do share your feedback. And in a few moments, we're going to issue a poll question for the audience. So thanks for your participation, as that helps us tailor our content. As I mentioned, my name is Lou, and I will show you what we've got lined up today. On our agenda, first we'll meet the team. We'll talk through our overall design philosophy. We'll look at the top 5 ways that Cat drills improve production, uptime, and operating costs. We'll review the MD6200 and MD6250's capabilities and unique attributes. We'll take a look at the rock drilling tools family. We'll learn about Caterpillar value enhancements, and we'll do a high-level review of aftermarket parts, service, and support. At the end of the session, we'll review how we can stay connected beyond today. We'll have that Q&A time with the panel and closing comments. So first up, I introduce Matt Jacobs.
Thank you, Lou. Yeah, we're excited today to bring you our new generation of platform rotary drills, and specifically how it relates to your quarry applications. So on the screen, you have a number of application specialists that will be presenting to you today. As you may know, we sell these products through dealers around the world. This team of application specialists is available to support the dealers as you reach out to them to make sure that we have the machine configured to provide the best value to your application. So today, presenting will be Jason Anderson and Greg Scott, and they will be taking you through the MD6200 and MD6250. All right, we want to kick off with safety, always putting safety first. I want to give a quick safety share. And my safety share is to make sure you're always comfortable to speak up if you're in a situation that maybe is not safe. And if I look back a couple of years ago when I was at a mine site in an international location, and we were going out into the mine and we were parked watching trucks go by. And at the time, I got the feeling this is not a safe location to be. It's very important that we always feel comfortable to speak up. Don't sit back and not feel like you can tell the person that this is not a safe place. A lot of times we just are excited to get out into the mine site, but we still need to make sure that we're helping make sure we're in a safe condition or situation. Secondly, for Caterpillar, quality is always first and important. So we want to make sure that we create a quality culture where we put quality, where we're ready to stop and fix if we see a quality problem. So we always want to put quality first. And finally, we strive to be successful, but we want to make sure we care how we win, making sure we follow our values of integrity, excellence, teamwork, commitment, and sustainability, and make sure that defines how we do work. All right, next, I'm going to go through a poll. And in this poll, we're going to ask a question. And the question really is, how familiar are you with the Caterpillar drill product? Is this product brand new to you? You've not heard about the product or unaware that Caterpillar is in the drill business? Maybe a little bit familiar, somewhat familiar, or maybe very familiar and have had the product or operated the product on your mine site or quarry. So we just wanted to get a feel for where the team here is, and it will help us understand how to bring the material and how familiar you are. So if you could just take a second to answer this question, and then I'm going to go to the next page, and it's going to show the results from the team. So if we could, I'm just going to wait one more second as everybody's taking a chance to fill in the survey. All right, it looks like we got about 10 of 24. So I'll give it about 10 more seconds here as people get a chance to submit. You should be able to submit that answer right on your screen. All right, still a few more coming in. All right, with that, I'm going to go ahead and go to the next page, and we'll be able to see the results from what people have submitted. All right, so you can see here, we're kind of in the middle of the pack, right? There's some folks that have had pretty familiar with the drill, and there's some that have just heard of them, are fairly new to the drill. So this will be a great opportunity for us to give you some input on the value of the product that we're bringing to market. All right, as we go back to 2015, there was a major change to where we looked to redesign our family of drills. And this decision was made as we went out and looked at the experience that our customers are being provided, and were we living up to the Caterpillar reputation on drills or the Caterpillar expectation from our customers. And we determined in order to do that, we had to go back to the backbone or the basic design of the machine, bringing it into all of the Caterpillar systems, designing it into the 3D software, and pulling in 100% Caterpillar parts across the machine. This is going to enable the dealers to work on the machine the same way, or support the machine the same way they would any other Caterpillar piece of equipment, using tools like Caterpillar ET, having all the downstream schematics and parts books and all the information that you would expect to find in SYS Web. So this has allowed us to go through and design a new generation of Caterpillar products, which also has commonality across the models. So you have common parts, common interface, common operator techniques. So a lot of benefit in having a common Caterpillar family of drills. So today we're going to be talking to you about the MD6200 and MD6250. But the key point here, we now have a family of drills that fulfills the full lineup of rotary drill product, from 5-inch hole all the way up to 16-inch hole, and an electric drill on the top end. So this is the Caterpillar family of rotary drills. Next, I'm going to turn it, well, before I do that, one more slide. Bringing value to you as a customer is the center of all of our design work. Today, we're going to be talking about the top 5 areas where we have designed value into this next generation of rotary drills. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Greg Scott, and he's going to talk through each one of these pillars of customer value. Okay, Greg?
All right. Yep, can you hear me? All right, here we go. So the first pillar that we had a heavy focus on during the development of the Cat drill family were match power systems, and they had to be optimized for efficiency. The idea is that we, of course, have to deliver best-in-class performance. We want max efficiency. We want lower fuel burn. We want longer individual component life. So equipment with piecemeal major components that are bolted together, as an example, no matter how good they are individually, they never really reach full system optimization. So the trick is each individual component or subsystem, it's got to be properly matched. It's got to be sized accordingly. And then just as important, or even more important in a lot of instances, it's got to be talking to and working with the other systems that it interacts with. So this is where Caterpillar is able to flex its muscle. I mean, with matched powertrains, to include Cat engine, Cat compressor, Cat hydraulics, Cat undercarriages. The goal, again, optimal performance, reduce fuel consumption, make the machine, that much easier to run. Powertrains. So we've purposely selected engines for each make and model that have ample power output. It's got the horsepower there for constant duty at max load cycles, whilst at the same time providing extended service life intervals. Our Caterpillar new electronic compressor control system modulates both working pressure and air volume flow. We have the ability to match the drill's compressed air output specific to the requirements needed for that particular cutting tool used, and most importantly, how it interacts with ground conditions. Our Cat undercarriages are the world class or the world leader, the industry leader. Correctly sizing that undercarriage is a critical design element. So it has to support the size and weight of the machine. It's got to have the durability to survive in the roughest ground conditions. But most importantly, it needs to be integrated into the machine itself. An example being, beyond rollers, chains, idlers, drives, the hydraulic motor, we've got computer controls that optimize performance so that the drill trams straight and smooth. It responds quickly and safely. It gives the machine that precision control that you need to go that extra mile. Drilling systems, classic example. The hydraulic system and the compressor controls are integrated in the system. So we optimize them so that those systems work in concert with the engine, reducing fuel burn and engine load. On the flip side, if any of these elements are under or overutilized, I mean, we know you're going to pay a penalty, be it in productivity, premature bit wear or tooling wear, elevated fuel cost, and at the end of the day, premature parts consumption. With that said, let's move on into the second pillar, which is the operator's cab. The cab provides the operator a safe place to spend their day, quite literally to work. Our next generation cab and operator station is focused on improved safety, operator comfort, and productivity, all with the general layout, look, and feel that you expect across the CAT product offering. Driller safety is first and foremost. This FOPS rated cab is extremely quiet. It comes standard with a full drill window, safety cage, retractable seat belts, and we have a multitude of operator present conditional safety interlocks, plus much more. The cab provides visibility through the extended windows for excellent line of sight while drilling and also while traveling the machine. We install 3 or 4 closed circuit cameras, depending on the make and model, to give the operator excellent visibility in natural blind spots on the rotary Blasthole drill. That includes the perimeter of the machine and then also up in the mast for pipe change operations. The operator station is logically laid out, keeping everything within reach. Controls are mounted onto the operator's pod to rotate with the seat. The multifunction joystick controls are smooth and responsive, and the touchscreen and monitors are intuitive and easy to use. They have a great flow to them. The operator seat, the armchair, armrest mounted controls, the touchscreens, they're all individually adjustable as well. That way, each individual operator can get in the cab and set things to suit their body size and their preferences. Caterpillar invested a huge amount of time and effort into this new generation cab. We had R&D projects, we had the VizCab, we had voice of customer driving this along. So it really did pay off. What I've noticed over the years is that if you run a mixed fleet of drills, perhaps one of the biggest challenges will be on your work site is who gets to run the CAT drill. We can't help you with scheduling the roster, but we can promise to continue developing best-in-class equipment and components. And as you'll see in the next slide, the third pillar is leading-edge technology. So all CAT new generation drills are enhanced with leading-edge technology. They're built for autonomy. So the machine that you purchase today is fit for duty in the decades that come, as autonomy and remote operations are obviously going to become more commonplace in not only the mining industry, but in the quarry industry as well. On board the drill, we flex our drill assist technologies and we automate the individual machine functions. Auto level, auto jack retractor, lower to tracks, auto masting, raising to desired angle and locking, unlocking and lowering to the rest. And then also a full cycle auto drill. We provide machine health and machine performance monitoring and connectivity to help you manage operations and improve machine or fleet performance. And the machines are designed to accept several different levels of off-board technology. And that off-board technology can be added at your own pace. They come ready for CAT MineStar. This connects your machine to our powerful fleet management system. And then, for example, your machine can be geared up for enhanced productivity with CAT terrain for drilling. Of course, high precision GPS with downloadable drill and blast patterns. With CAT command for drilling, you can then take the next steps into autonomy, be it operator mission assist, semi-autonomous drilling systems, or a full remote operator station. Whatever level of technology you choose for your operations, be it drilling in manual mode or some level of autonomy, CAT's drill family has the essential electronics package on board, which takes us to the next pillar, electronics themselves. So CAT electronics are the backbone of the machine. Our drills are built with proven CAT electronic hardware and software. The CAT drill family uses the same ECMs, wiring, harness layout, and strategy, touch screens, joysticks, controls, design architecture as other CAT machines that you already know. The backbone is what connects individual components and subsystems on the drill. Plus, it allows Caterpillar to add on the offboard technology as detailed earlier, enabling your machine to work harder and more efficiently over the life of your mine and your operations. Our computer controls flex over 50 integrated machine protection features and interlocks, which protect from costly failure and, at the end of the day, downtime. And for service, just ask yourself, are my technicians familiar with CAT electronic technician, CAT ET, from their experience working on other CAT machines, be they large wheel loaders, large mining trucks, or track-type tractors? If so, they can use that same skill set for quick and easy troubleshooting on CAT drills. Speaking of service, let's move into the next pillar. Serviceability. Along with our digital electronic systems, our drill family is designed from the ground up, from bottom to top, left to right, front to rear, for easy service access and extended preventive maintenance intervals. We have neat and uniform hydraulic hose runs and also wiring runs, group service points, and open access to components that help your maintenance personnel keep the machine running for superior uptime. Commonality of filters and consumables across the drill family and other CAT products means that you can keep fewer parts on hand, which will further simplify your overall operations. And with onboard drill health monitoring, plus it's worth mentioning again, CAT electronics, CAT ET. Troubleshooting is simplified and easy. The most important feature is that all is 100% supported by the CAT dealer network. For the past century, CAT dealers have been mastering that face-to-face support that keeps customers on track for uptime, productivity, and operating costs. There's none better. And with that, let's talk a little bit about a general Quarry application, and then we'll roll into two members of our CAT drill family that work in this space, the MD6200 and MD6250 respectively. Excuse me. So I forwarded the slide. Okay. Taking a quick look at a typical Quarry operation in North America, they typically are working along the crest. So as you can see in this photo, we've got a rotary Blasthole drill up near the crest. Down below in the pit, we've got some loading tools. One of them is a CAT large wheel loader. The other is a CAT excavator. The rotary Blasthole drill is going to run typically along the crest, as I was saying, a long linear drill pattern or shot. After that material is blasted, it's going to throw it in there to the pit floor. It's going to give it the throw that you need, so it's very efficient to operate in using your loading device, in this case, a large wheel loader. And then I have an excavator there on standby so it can do a little bit of sorting, mixing, maybe a little bit of rock breaking as well. At that point, it's going to be loaded into a mining truck, and it's going to be hauled off to downstream processing, whether that be a crushing and a mixing application, or it's a direct load out thereof. Here's another view of a Quarry operation, again running a medium class CAT drill. As you can see, the drill's also working near the crest. In this case, the drill pattern goes 2 rows back from the face, or the free face or the high wall. In the formation and the corresponding operations, 2 rows are optimal, and this spacing is relatively close. It's about 3.5 meters or 12 feet center to center, for these holes. In these applications, the CAT rotary Blasthole drills have faster overall cycle times because of the ease of setup, positioning over target, leveling up, and then the drill cycle. They've got deeper single pass hole depths, so in all you have less cycle counts. I'm able to reach hole depth more often than not one pass of my rotary head. We have more onboard drill power. So we have a little bit more CFM and higher working pressures on our compressor, for example. Or if you're in a tricone or a rotary application, we've got a little bit more feed force and we've got more rotary torque. If we're doing double pass or multi-pass operations on a fixed platform drill like this, the pipe handling system is more robust. It's a little bit stronger. It can take the cycles over the short, mid, and the long term of this machine. Durability and reliability of these larger structures is a major plus because these rigs are designed for extremely long service life. A fraction of pivot points or movement points are involved in just daily operation of this machine when you compare it to, let's say, a boom-mounted rig, as an example. So the above, plus localized parts, and then the service and support that you get from the dealer, the face-to-face contact, all of this leads to maximum production at lower TCO. Here's a quick view of a fixed platform, a medium class cat drill. We just want to demonstrate that we have two methods of dust control that are available. One being a dry dust collector system or dry dust collection system, and the other being water injection. So a minor quarry may prefer to run solely water injection or dry dust collectors, or they might configure a rig with both. And it's all dependent upon the season, winter versus spring and fall, and or general ground conditions, whether that site has to contend with groundwater as an example. Specific to quarry applications, and especially in limestone, what we find is dry dust collectors are typically required because if you're running water injection, injecting that through the drill string and flushing down there at the cutting face of the bit, it mixes with that lime. The heat and everything that's generated by your DTH hammer, your tricone bit, is going to form a cement-like paste as an example. Could be problematic for drill tool life and then also flushing the holes thereof. So just keep in mind, the MD6250 as shown here can be configured with both systems. The same thing applies for the MD6200. The MD6200, this is our small size class rotary blast hole drill. It's designed or targeted specifically for quarries, mining operations, and drill contractors. It's a production drill that you'll see in following slides that also has pre-split capability, or what we call negative angle. So powerful production drill, the smallest, most transportable drill in its class. It's got a compact working envelope for best-in-class maneuverability. It's ideal, as I had mentioned, for contractors, quarries, mining operations. It's got a negative angle drilling capability that allows it to handle specialty projects. So, for instance, if you're doing ramp or access development, sink shots, as special applications, or even some limited pre-split drilling, this production blast hole drill rig can also fill that space. And it's got one of the smallest shipping envelopes in its class. It can be transported over the road with the mast on. To prepare it for over-road haulage, literally all you have to do is remove some smaller walkways to get the shipping width down just a little bit. It doesn't require any special lifting tools. No special craneage is required. Each component can be handled by one or a maximum 2 service personnel, and then away you go and load. With that said, we're going to move in. I'm waiting for the slide to advance. Just give me a moment. I think it's come. So just to recap, on the video, we saw the high points that I covered earlier. It obviously addressed the 5 pillars that we had discussed. There's a big emphasis for this particular machine on mobility because its overall height, mass parked at horizontal. The MD6250 or 6200 is the only drill in its class that effectively ships over the road, mast on per se, ready to work. There's only a few little walkways and attachments that are removed so that the load complies with shipping width. All of those components are easily handled by 1 or 2 service personnel. No specific tools or cranes are required. Flexibility is the key for the MD6200. Drilling contractors, quarry operations that routinely share drills from site to site, they like this machine. As easy as 1, 2, 3, 4 with the MD6200 and go to work. Once the machine gets to site, the second aspect of mobility is quite literally getting it assembled up and into the pit and actually drilling. Again, it's more than just moving over the road. Final assembly is quick and easy. Bolt-on walkways and handrail attachments are easy to handle. Essentially unload, connect, load drill pipe and sub, plus your bit or cutting tools unless they're already in the mast, top off with fuel and water, and then the rig is ready to work. Flexibility is important. The MD6200 was designed with a 336 undercarriage. That's the largest undercarriage for a small rotary drill. We did this purposely because we knew we had to have a machine that's once it's in the pit, it's able to maneuver and navigate over the rough stuff. So whether you're moving the machine hole to hole or bench to bench, the machine can handle it. The leveling capacity on the machine was designed to ensure that it can get into these tight working areas, it can work on angles, and then it's got the stroke necessary so it can level up and drill, as you can see in the slide on the screen. All this flexibility is critical for drilling contractors and miners too, allowing them to quite literally make the meters or their production feet needed in and out. Versatility. So this machine has an optimal mix of air, feed force, and rotary torque. Power cutting tools, for hole diameters all the way out to 200 millimeters or 7 7/8 inch hole diameter. Its size and mobility allow it to navigate tricky ground and move long distances, and it's designed to easily transport over the road. What makes it even more special is that the MD6200 is the only fixed platform rotary Blasthole drill in the industry that also has a negative angle package. This gives our customers the added edge of versatility. Allows you to tackle a wide range of applications. Like I said, it could do some pioneering, you could do some ramp development or sink shots, and then also the rig doubles as a pre-split drill as well in some limited applications. Its big brother, the MD6250, is also optimal for quarries, drilling contractors, and mining operators. This drill is extremely versatile, and it is designed to cover a wide range of applications. Combined with its available powertrain and mast arrangements, the MD6250 arguably covers the widest range of drilling applications regarding hole diameter, hole depth, and mine types. It can be configured to drill as small as 152 millimeter, that's 6 inch, or all the way out to 250 millimeter, a 9 7/8 hole diameter respectively. For rotary and tricone drilling applications, the machine is typically configured with a 2000 CFM compressor and a mast arrangement that'll give you 36.7 feet or 11 meters single pass hole depth. If we were talking hard rock, the machine is typically configured with a DTH drilling package, which would include a 1350 CFM 500 PSI air end, plus a 13.6 meter single pass mast arrangement. That's 46 or 44.6 feet respectively. Both mast arrangements are configured with a carousel pipe rack, allowing you to drill deeper if needed. Designed specifically for large quarries and mining operations, this medium class platform drill drives production. If it's quarry, contracting, or hard rock gold mining, we typically see this machine configured to drill 165 millimeter all the way out to 200 millimeter. 6 to 8 inch respectively, driving DTH hammers and bits. We also have some applications for the same where we're pushing 216 to 228 millimeter, 8.5 to 9 inch bits with a larger class hammer. The MD6250 has precision controls so you can deliver the proper amount of feed force, rotary torque and RPM, and then we also have our variable volume air package on board that make this class machine adaptable for small, medium, and large borehole drilling in both hard and soft rock applications. So with that said, I'd like to pass the torch over to Jason Anderson, who is going to talk Cat bits.
Great, thanks, Greg. You know, drilling sets the pace of the whole operation. It impacts the speed, the efficiency, and the cost of downstream operations. So simply put, if the drilling falls behind, the entire operation is affected. So choosing the right cutting tool for the application is a critical step. Caterpillar offers both DTH hammers and bits for high pressure down the hole drilling and tricone bits for low pressure rotary drilling. And we've got both soft and hard rock configurations to suit the ground conditions. Training materials are also available to help with the application and selection process. And as with other CAT ground engaging tools, we have subject matter experts ready to help with questions, training sessions, and even site assessments to get the drilling system dialed in. So with that, let's talk a little bit about DTH hammers and bits. So CAT down the hole hammers and bits offer fast and reliable operation that let you cut down on costs, reduce time spent drilling, and get to work producing. They have efficient design, proprietary materials, and advanced heat treating, all of this giving them superior wear life, even in the toughest of conditions, and providing reliable operation and long life. CAT DTH bits are made from high quality alloy that delivers maximum bit hardness without sacrificing toughness, and the after treatment surfaces extend the wear life. The bits for our high performance and standard duty hammers use a standard QL shank for dependable performance and compatibility even with other brands. There's a two flushing hole design for higher air speeds, and there's also a 3 flushing hole design to deliver enhanced air distribution. Bit customization is also available from Caterpillar to meet site and drilling conditions. And then there's tricone bits. So CAT tricone bits are designed for tough and severe rotary blast hole applications. Our offering includes a wide range of bit diameters with various carbide shapes and cutting face arrangements to maximize the rate of penetration. Caterpillar's extensive experience with heat treat technology and the advanced air-cooled bearing design yield longer life, resulting in lower overall costs. As with DTH hammers and bits, Caterpillar is there to fine-tune the cutting tool selection and to ensure it's best suited to your specific application. And variations in nozzle sizes, thread types, and shirt tail protection can be adjusted to fit your needs upon request. Let's talk a little bit about CVAs. So CVAs are customer value agreements, and these help you maximize your equipment life, keep your fleet running, and get the most from your equipment. Let's look at a few pieces of a CVA. So hassle-free ownership. Examples of this include flexible payment options or cost per hour guarantees. You can determine what you're interested in. Hassle-free maintenance. Maybe you're interested in preventative maintenance kits being delivered directly to your site. Dealer support. There's a range of dealer offerings you can choose from, including troubleshooting, diagnostics, repairs, or even training. And equipment health management. This is all about access to the information about the health that's coming off of your equipment. At the end of the day, there are built-in cost controls and a range of guarantees, and your CAT dealer can tailor these into a plan to suit your site's needs and bring top results to your business. Let's talk briefly about aftermarket parts distribution. So Greg mentioned earlier that parts availability and dealer support are critical to your bottom line. Our drills share common parts to each other and to other Cat equipment. This streamlines maintenance and reduces parts inventory, all of which reduces costs. Caterpillar is well equipped to supply the parts and services to meet customers' needs. Did you know that Caterpillar supports more than 1.4 million part numbers? There are over 11 million pieces that are shipped every week by Caterpillar, and there are over 2,000 dealer locations across the globe. All of this to keep your machines up and running. And with that, I will pass this back over to Lou.
Thank you, Jason. That was a great session. So let's talk about how we can stay connected after the webinar today. In the upper left corner of the slide, you'll see that we're present on all the social media platforms, and we love to share our product news and celebrate our customer wins online. So we do hope that you'll share yours with us and follow us to be among the first to get news and stories. And as of last week, we just added a drills account on Instagram. So we hope to see some of your posts there and feature you in that news stream. So if you'd like to reach anyone on the drills panel today, you can send an email just simply to mining@cat.com. And you can ask for us by name or just ask for drills and they'll get it over to us. So the content that you saw today and more, like that very danceable video, Greg, that can be found on cat.com/drills. So I think that's it for how we can easily stay connected, and we should shift over now into the Q&A feature in the chat. So I'm going to see what questions have come in. All right. We are getting questions. I'll go ahead and get started with the first one here. Matt, I'll send this question to you. How many trucks are required to move the 6200 from site to site?
Thanks, Lou, and great question. And as Greg alluded to, the MD6200 can be shipped with the mast on. That design has allowed us to cradle the mast down next to the engine and allow that machine to keep a low center of gravity, also keep a low loading height to ship with the mast on. So with that, depending on the configuration, that machine can be shipped, configuration and state laws, that machine can be shipped on one truck. If it has a larger walkways, those walkways can be removed and can be shipped on a second truck. But depending on the configuration, you can move that machine with one truck. Thanks, Lou.
Thank you, Matt. One more question for you. This just in. What does the numbering nomenclature represent on the drills?
Okay. Thanks, Lou. So MD stands for machine drill, and then 6200 is 200 millimeter hole. So the 6 is for our platform and 200 millimeter hole. And then in addition, as we move to other signifiers, we will have AC as we move to electric. But the 6200 is 200 millimeter maximum nominal size.
Great. Thank you. Greg, I'll send this question your way. I need a lot of power to power the tooling. What's the largest capacity of the compressor? I assume this is on 6250, so let's talk to that model first.
Okay, so the 6250 is interesting. We've got 3 compressor sets that we could drop in. For low pressure, I mentioned during the presentation, we put 2,000 CFM air, max operating pressure 125 PSI. When we move into the DTH or high pressure compressed air application, we can drop in 1350 CFM 500 PSI or for customers that want to drive an 8-inch class hammer, we could drop in 1,500 CFM, 350 PSI max operating pressure. Each one of those compressors has variable volume control on it. So if you have the large compressor and you wanted to move to a smaller hole set at some point in your operations or your mine life, no problem. We just dial the compressor down a little bit, and we can tune it back up or turn it back up as soon as you need it.
Great, thanks, Greg. I think there's one more here that's in your camp. This question is related to the 6200. Why such a large undercarriage?
Okay, so Caterpillar made the intentional decision to move towards or use a larger undercarriage than usual. Typically, you see a 320 class in this particular machine size. We went with a 336. Number one, we wanted to make sure the machine was the most mobile, the most transportable, the most stable in the industry. Number two, we wanted to really make a splash to make sure that you got the most out of that undercarriage, because we know drilling contractors and then a lot of quarry applications, they spend a lot of time and expense moving the machine from bench to bench, so to speak. This rig gives you the flexibility to do that. And then conveniently enough, it shares the same 336 base that the 6250 does. So part stocking, et cetera, is that much easier.
Great. Jason, I'll send this question your way. Where are the drills manufactured?
Yeah, thanks, Lou. So we've got a manufacturing facility in Denison, Texas, in the U.S. So for those of you familiar with that, the Texas area, that's about an hour north of Dallas, and we produce all of our machines out of the facility there. That's our worldwide manufacturing facility. So we produce our small, our medium, our large, and our 2 ultra machines out of Denison, Texas.
Great, thank you. Okay, I think we are coming up on the end of our time, but I think I can work in one more question. Let's see here. Okay, I saw that each machine has single pass hole depth. How much deeper can they drill in multi-pass? So Greg, can you address that? Start with 6200 and then 6250 as well, please.
Sure. MD6200 has one mast arrangement. We drop it in. It gets you that 11 meter single pass or 36 foot. You can have a standard mast that does vertical back to 30-degree traditional angle in 5-degree increments, or you can get the machine configured with the negative angle package, and you can go from vertical out to negative angle 5, 10, or 15 degrees respectively. That machine has a carousel pipe rack on it. It holds 4 pipes that are 30 foot shoulder to shoulder. You can effectively get all the way down to 156 feet or 47.5 meters. I've got it here. Sorry, guys. The MD6250 has 2 mast arrangements. So one of them is what we call the 11.2 meter single pass mast. It only has a traditional drilling package, so from vertical to 30 degrees in 5-degree increments. We put a 4-rod carousel pipe rack on that. It holds 35 footers shoulder to shoulder. That rig can drill down to 176 feet max hole depth. That's 3.9 meters. If I were to configure the 6250 with the long mast, that'll get you 13.6 meters single pass or 44.9 feet. Again, it's got a 4-pod pipe rack, 20 foot shoulder to shoulders. I get a max hole depth of 124.6 feet or 37.9 meters. Again, I have to look at my cue card here because I think an imperial.
Your math is on point today, Greg. Thank you very much. Okay. So I think at that point, you submitted some great questions. Thank you to our panels and to our audience today. Please let us know if we can help you with more information, machine selection, application challenges, consumables, or any of the services that you saw with us today. And with that, I will pass it back to you, Matt, for a closing remark. Thanks, everyone.
No, thank you, Lou. And we really appreciate your time today, spending a little bit of time with us and understanding how we can bring value to your quarry application. So please reach out to your local dealer and they will pull in us and our application specialists to help find that right machine for your application. We also are supporting demos around too on these machines. So let's find the best location to work with you on your job site. Appreciate that, and everybody have a great day.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you, everybody.